I mean, who does that? Who actually reads the travel reviews the day before you travel? I mean, what a big mistake. And we're off. This is a brand new cruise line that we're trying this time. So we are going on the, what is it again?
Ambassador Ambience.
Correct. Packing cubes, the absolute best thing in the world. Chuck it all in, zip it all up, that's going in, job done. So we're not going for the drinks package this time because the Ambassador price list is pretty reasonable. We're going to pay as you go and we'll see how we get on. And after a very long drive, we finally arrive at the Inn on the Lake for our pre-cruise stay. Despite the dated exterior of the hotel, the foyer is welcoming and modern. It's fully equipped with a large bar area and a spacious lounge. After a very long drive, we are keen to check out our room. We had planned on sharing, so were pleasantly surprised when we saw the space of the bedroom, with a surprisingly tiny television in comparison to the rest of the room. The bathroom slightly dated, but perfectly adequate. The sound of the A2, however, is very noticeable. But in total contrast is this beautiful outside area and lake. Home to various birds and wildlife. This is such a tranquil space to sit and relax. Cheers to a fantastic cruise.
Cheers.
Woo! Cheers, everyone. I just love the night before the cruise. It's also a perfect wedding venue. The lakes are surrounded by a variety of woods and walks.
It's lovely to be out in nature.
Just going for a little walk after our evening meal.
After taking our life in our hands, walking about half a mile alongside the M2.
Yep, it is beautiful, but very noisy. Well, we've just woken up and it's the day of our cruise. And after a comfortable but disturbed sleep, we head for breakfast. Breakfast is served in the main dining area, which is big, bright and airy. We were immediately seated and our orders were taken. As we helped ourselves to continental breakfast and coffee, we waited for our cooked breakfast. Breakfast was hot, tasty, and the service was super efficient. And as we said goodbye to our new friends, we headed for the road. What's your verdict on the hotel, Gal? Would you stay there again?
Yes, dated, but comfortable enough. Some nice resources there. Fantastic breakfast. And yes. Apparently we're not far from the village of Thong, where the skimpy underwear originated and the rhyme Thing-a-thong a thick-foot.
After a short 20-minute drive. So as our boarding time isn't until 2:30, we've decided to stop off at Lakeside Shopping Centre. So we just had a little bit of a drama, trying to update the travel insurance. Just waiting on the phone. But we sorted it out now, haven't you guys?
Yes.
Then finally, our first sightings of the beautiful Ambience. We paid for port car parking. It was so easy. You just drove up, they took off your cases and you parked the car. Unbelievable. Well, the parking was really easy. They just took our bags off us. It was fantastic. This was our first time at this port terminal and so far it was so efficient. There was staff everywhere, so you could not possibly go wrong. On entering the building, there was a small queue. Time to start the clock. The queue moved on very quickly and we proceeded to security. There is ample seating which we didn't need as everything moved very quickly. In no time at all, we were called to the desk. Ready to board, we have our first of many photographs. And pick up our cruise cards. We're ready to board. I think that took us about 8 minutes.
Ridiculous, yeah.
We're walking on. We're walking on. That was unbelievably quick. 1:44. That's taken 6 minutes, I think. This is my favourite part. And we are on.
Welcome on board.
Welcome.
Cabin number.
As we step on board, we get our first impressions of the centre court. But it's mid-afternoon by now and we are keen to get to our rooms. 11 minutes and we're already in the lift. Oh, the bed is done already. First impressions of the room, Gar?
Very nice. Much larger than I was anticipating.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's almost like a suite.
Not
A
quite.
small one, a suitette.
Well, and I'm really happy with the bunk beds. There's plenty of space. There is plenty of space in that bed. Absolutely. If you want to find out how we got on after 5 days in this room, then head over to our full room vlog. But for now, here's the first impressions. This is a big shower. Huge. So what's the first thing that you do when you get on a cruise? We like to go for food. So our first stop was the Borough Market Buffet. Fed and watered, we head out to the aft of the ship to check out the hot tubs. Our initial impression was that they were quite small, but see how we get on later. Passing the grill station, we head out to the main deck to check out the pools. This area is much bigger than we anticipated, but the best news of all was that the pool was open. We had read many reviews of the pool not being available, so this was a great start. Next to the pool is the coffee house. Top tip, and if the bars are full, you can pick up an alcoholic drink here. At this point, we head up to the observatory lounge. The observatory is located right at the top of the ship on deck 14. This is very tastefully decorated and I just love the Ambassador themed colours. The interior design is exceptional with lots of detail and fantastic artwork. With ample seating, there were lots of cosy corners to look out. Cheers! A short while later, we were called to muster. This involved physically attending your muster station to watch a demonstration. After being fully informed and mustered, we head up back to the observatory lounge. Because of the weather, sail away party had been moved to here.
The dance floor is open, ladies and gentlemen.
As we settled in the perfect spot with a cocktail, the tugboat helped the ship do a perfect pirouette. This was fascinating, and it was our first time sailing up through the Thames. This in itself is a great experience. By now we were very hungry, so we headed to the Buckingham restaurant. So what you got, Gar?
Cooked breakfast.
Cooked vegetarian breakfast. Oh, not quite.
I'll have a sausage.
Oh, cheat. Yeah? Okay?
No.
Right, let's try the coffee then. What's the coffee like?
Really nice, for free. Yeah.
What I do like is having all the cutlery in the middle of the table. It's so much easier, so convenient. What a brilliant idea. Well, we just got up and had our breakfast. We didn't do a lot of filming last night because we were absolutely exhausted, and we just went straight to bed. I was so tired, but I had a great night's sleep. I slept on the bunk bed, and I have to say it was incredibly comfortable. But the sun has just come out.
Got his hat on.
It had a very windy day yesterday. It's quite windy here in Bruges. Well, we're not in Bruges, we're in
Brugge.
Certainly starting to get a little bit warmer. As we were up bright and early, we decided to explore the ship. This is a very popular area, so get your seat early. Next, we headed off to the Palladium Theatre. Our first impressions were that it was really beautiful and traditional looking. I love the way this is set out, so unique and so different to any other ship that we've been on. What's really unique is this huge circular stage. With ample legroom and a table for your drinks, this really is an accessible area. Next, we move on to the centre court, which is the main atrium of the ship. This is much, much bigger in real life. With a sweeping staircase and quirky artwork, this is a fantastically themed area to sit and relax. The reception area is located here, along with a coffee bar and bar. So we're heading to see whether we can book the spa. Unlike other ships, the relaxation area is completely free. Opposite the spa is a well-equipped gym. There are no windows here, so it can feel a little claustrophobic. Well, we've arrived at Brugge and it's time to leave the ship. As we disembarked, we were once again greeted by the ship's photographer. Then we boarded the free shuttle bus.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Narrowly missing the train into Bruges by a matter of seconds, we headed into Blankenburg. This seaside town certainly comes alive in summer. Having been here only a matter of months ago in February, it was a completely different place. The seafront was lined with cool and trendy looking bars and cafes, and it felt very Mediterranean. Heading back through the town, it was time to catch our train into Bruges. And this time we made it. The journey just took 20 minutes and it was easy peasy and cheap as chips. With its winding canals and ancient buildings, Bruges is worth a visit. By now, we were getting a little bit peckish, so we called into one of the many cafes. This banana chocolate waffle was sublime. And if you like chocolate, then this is your chocolate heaven. Every possible combination, shape, flavour and size. Our final stop was the Beer Museum. This was certainly a very popular area and a perfect place to stop and have a little tipple. The vast bottle collection is certainly worth a visit. As we continued to walk through the town, we took in the relaxed atmosphere of the beautiful Bruges. Finally, walking through the park, we headed back to the train. The journey back was incredibly easy and our shuttle bus was there waiting for us. And in no time at all, we were back on the beautiful Ambience. It's a little bit windy. Ooh, take my breath away. Back on board, it was time to relax and cool off our tired hot legs. The pool was very much on the cold side, but very refreshing once you got in. Are you having trouble there, Gas? No. Are you having trouble? Do you want me to hold it? I'm trying an Ambassador pizza. Going in.
That's lovely. And a nice deep base as well. Very nice. Very tasty.
This was a perfect time to take a stroll around the ship.
Just love wrap around deck. Unfortunately this isn't one, but it's always a wrap around deck.
This is what cruising is all about.
Hello guys, look at this fella. Look at this fella.
And just when there was a chance of getting slightly peckish, it was time for our evening meal. Heading to the theatre after our evening meal, I was able to demonstrate just how much legroom you actually have. And what we loved, and what's different to any other ship that we've been on, is the actual waiter service in the theatre. Brilliant! To finish off the day, we headed to the observatory, and that's where the party just got started. This was so much fun. Everyone was just letting their hair down. It was just great to see everyone, all generations, coming together to have fun. I don't think anyone held back. Absolutely brilliant.
Go for breakfast in the main restaurant today.
After a very late night, it was just good to have an easy breakfast. And this guy is certainly more awake than we are.
So what did you think of the Buckingham restaurant for breakfast, Gareth?
Very nice.
Oh, it was, actually.
It was lovely.
As much of the ship was still in bed, we headed to the Botanical Lounge, which was really quiet. Just look how beautifully decorated this place is. So elegant. As we did a little bit more exploring, we came across Kapos, the Arts and Crafts Centre. And as we were still at sea and not due to dock till lunchtime, the shops were open. Here you will find an array of luxury and essential items. And what a great opportunity to take advantage of tax-free purchases. For a small ship, there really is plenty of shopping opportunities. There's a lot on offer and very comparable to some of your larger ships. As we continue towards Bremerhaven, we relax on deck before lunch. Ambience was first built in 1991, but her latest refit was 2022, so she certainly doesn't feel old. Although there are noticeable areas of the ship that haven't been updated, this didn't detract from the overall quality of the ship's design. And I've never seen this on any other ship. This was so mesmerising to watch. Such incredible skill. And there you have it, a fish. As the full Monty was shown at the Palladium and Maid Marian took to her bow and arrow, we waited to arrive at Bremerhaven. As we watched the ship manoeuvre into position, we got ready to disembark. Everything had gone very smooth up until now. This is the point at which everything became a little bit chaotic. As everyone proceeded to the gangway to disembark, queues built up very, very quickly. In fact, from one end of the ship to the other, everywhere you turned there were people standing and waiting to disembark. Eventually, there was an announcement from the captain indicating that they were having a technical difficulty at the gangway and urged people to take a seat as they wait. Finally, we were off, but our relief was very short-lived as we saw the queue for the shuttle bus.
So we're just walking in, decided not to have the shuttle walking. See how long it takes, because that queue was ridiculous.
In theory, it was a great idea, but because we had to take a detour, it added 15 minutes to our walk. But at least it's flat. Eventually, we make it to the road and we head straight towards Bremerhaven. Despite taking longer than anticipated, and by now we were getting very warm, we did take in some sights that we probably wouldn't have seen had we taken the shuttle. The walk took us around 45 minutes, and it's a straight line from the ship to the centre, so you can't possibly go wrong. Eventually, we arrived at the Maritime Museum, which was the shuttle drop-off point, and from there, we headed into the centre.
Started off a bit miserable and overcast, but the sun has come out. We've got a nice breeze in the air, it's beautiful. And we've got a guy playing a flute in the background. What more can you want? Quite a trek walking in, to be honest. So we just walked in, had a sandwich, and now we're just going to get back.
But first we had to do a bit of nostalgic shopping. With a much quicker return journey to the ship, we were back on board.
It's like synchronised swimming.
So we are going to start Chris Hagg's feature, the Constellation Crux, better known as the Southern Cross.
And as we relaxed and headed into the evening, the weather decided to take a turn for the worse. A freak thunderstorm meant that 2 tugboats were needed to help the ship out of port. It was certainly nail-biting to watch, but nobody doubted the skill of this amazing team. Finally, we made it out and we were off to continue the rest of our cruise.
Well, we had a relatively early night last night, and boy did we need it. I had the most amazing sleep. How are you feeling, Gav?
Refreshed. Fresh.
But you're not very well, though, are you?
No.
But you're not feeling very well, are you, Gav?
No.
What's the matter?
Headache. Bad throat. Bad belly. Smelly breath apparently.
Oh.
Because she keeps turning away. I don't know where to sit. Wait till she comes out now. I wouldn't mind going up to the observatory just to sit. What are you doing?
So we just had some guy with a flute playing. It'd rather be a hammer than a nail.
To the extent that I wouldn't have minded driving a nail into his head, to be honest.